Good morning, guys. Today you are going to learn about domestic wiring. Module 3 you have transformers and domestic wiring. In the last 4 lecture videos you have learned about the transformer. Now in this lecture video you are going to learn about domestic wiring. Under domestic wiring you have service mains, meter board and distribution board. Brief discussion on conduit wiring, two-way and three-way control, circuit protective devices like fuses, MCBs, electric shocks, precautions against electric shock, earthing, the different types of earthing, that is pipe and plate earthing. What is electrical wiring? A network of wires connecting meter board to the various energy consuming loads through control and protective devices for efficient distribution of power. It is nothing but a network of wires. It starts from your meter board. The connection starts from your meter board, and through the control and protective devices. Through the control, what do you mean by control? Control is nothing but here switches. Through switches, on and off control. Through control and protective devices like fuses and circuit breakers. Various energy consuming loads, nothing but lights, fans and all your domestic appliances, your computers, laptops, mobile charging, everything, all various energy consuming loads. So it is a network of wires connecting all together is nothing but the electrical wiring. Then what do you mean by domestic wiring? The electrical wiring, it is done for a house or an office. It is nothing but a domestic wiring. You know the meaning of electrical wiring. When it is done for this residential or commercial building to provide power to lights, fans, etc., it is nothing but domestic wiring. What do you mean by service mains? All of you heard about service mains. It is nothing but, just look at the diagram. You can see here the electric poles, 3 electric poles shown in the diagram. From the electric pole to the house, you can see a wire running, the overhead wire running to the house. So from the pole to the consumer or the customer meter board, the whatever is available, that wire is nothing but the line to transmit the power is nothing but the service mains. It is nothing but an overhead line. Whatever is shown here, it is overhead line or the underground cable. So you can run the wire through underground cable also. So an overhead line or underground cable that runs from a power pole in the street, to the meter box at your home or business. It is nothing but the service mains. This service mains is under the custody of the customer. It is under the custody of the user, not under the custody of the service authority. So you have to invest for this, and you have to take care that this wire or this service main should not be damaged by this trees like this, that crossing trees like this should not be damaged. It is under the maintenance of this is under the custody of the user. Then you have the meter board. Meter board is nothing but, all of you know about the electrical person coming to your home every month or twice in a month, come to your home to take the reading. From where he is taking the reading? From the meter board. Then what is the meter board? The service authority, that is the electricity board, who is the authority for supplying power to all the houses. They will charge for the power whatever you consumed at your house or at your office. On what basis they are going to consume? So to measure that, you have the energy meter installed from the service mains or from the pole to the meter through the service mains, from the meter only to the main switch, then goes to the distribution board. So here In between it is this meter board. It gives you the reading of how much energy you consumed, how many units you consumed. Then based on the tariff, the amount for consumed energy will be calculated. For that amount only you are going to pay for the electricity board. So this meter is the custody or the property of the service authority. Once you build the house, or once the construction is over, you are going to apply for the electricity. So once the wiring everything is over, that from the pole they'll through the service main they'll provide you the supply. So this meter board, the energy meter board, will be installed by the service authority. So meter board is nothing but device that measures the amount of electric energy consumed by an electrically powered device. Then comes the distribution board. You have the electric pole, to the meter it is service main, it is the energy meter. Then from the energy meter to a cutout. From that cutout to the main switch. Then comes the distribution board, from where to all the parts of houses, to all the parts of loads, the line will be taken or the connection will be taken. So it is nothing but the distribution board. So here the purpose of keeping energy meter, if at all you are not paying, if by mistake you failed to pay the electricity bill for a month, then that supply authority will make use of the fuses. They'll take out the fuses so that the supply will be cut. And not only for that, the other purpose of fuse is, if at all anything fault occurs, short circuit means the heavy current flow will be there, that should not cause damage to the meter or to the electrical appliances. That time also the power or supply will be cut. So the distribution board is where the electrical supply is distributed from within the building. The main supply cable comes into the board and is then distributed to the breakers, and from there to all the circuits like lights and plugs. Choice of wiring. So when you go for the electrical wiring or the domestic wiring, what is the selection? Based on what you will go for selecting the wires, or what are the different factors to be considered in selecting the wiring? One is durability. Durability is nothing but the life of the wiring. The type of wiring selector should conform to the standard specification so that it is durable, that is without being affected by the weather conditions, fumes, etc. Durability, or you can say the reliability. The life of the wire, like withstand, it will withstand for what, up to what period it will withstand, that is nothing but the durability. So you have to select a wire in such a way that it should meet the standard specification and it should not be affected by normal weather conditions or the fumes, etc. Next, safety. The wiring must provide safety against leakage, shock and fire hazards for the operating personnel. So when you go for the domestic wiring, you should have the precautionary measures or the safety measures against the leakage or the shock or the fire hazards. If at all anything goes wrong, then the supply should be cut so that the safety should be ensured in the house or the office. Appearance. Generally, when you go for the wiring, people will expect it should look good ambience, good appearance should be there. Electrical wiring should give an aesthetic appeal to the interiors. It should not spoil the appearance of the house. It should be the added one for your interior decoration. Cost. Definitely it should be a cheaper one, not the expensive one. It should not be expensive. Accessibility. It should be easy to accessible. If something goes wrong, you should be in a position to change or maintain. You should be in a position to extend. It's nothing but the accessibility. The switches and plug points provided should be easily accessible. There must be provision for further extension of the wiring system if needed. Maintenance cost. The maintenance cost also should be reasonable. It should be a minimum one. Mechanical safety. The wiring must be protected against any mechanical damage. Types of wiring available. There are different types of wiring available. One is called cleat wiring, casing and capping wiring, batten wiring, lead sheath wiring, conduit wiring. There are many types available, but as far as your syllabus is concerned, you have a brief discussion on conduit wiring. You are going to see in detail about the conduit wiring. Remaining all, just you are going to see what is what. What do you mean by cleat wiring? You just see here this porcelain cleat. There are two holes here. Through the holes only the wires will run. You can see that will be fixed on the wall. So for the wiring, through that holes only the wiring will run. So this system of wiring comprise of ordinary VAR PVC insulated wires. What is VAR? All of you have heard about PVC. VAR is nothing but vulcanized Indian rubber wires. So system of wiring comprise of ordinary VAR PVC insulated wires, braided and compounded, held on walls or ceilings by means of porcelain cleats. Porcelain cleats is nothing but this is nothing but the porcelain cleats. Through this the wire will run. So this wiring, this kind of wiring is called a cleat wiring because you are making use of the porcelain cleat to run the wiring. So it is a temporary wiring system, therefore it is not suitable for the domestic premises. The use of cleat wiring system is not at all available nowadays. Casing or capping wiring. This you might have seen even nowadays. You can see the casing through which the wires will run. So it will be covered with the capping. So it is called casing and capping wiring. You can see many diagrams here. So here it is shown through the porcelain cleat the wires are running, so it is called cleat wiring. Here it is, you see here it is casing or capping wiring. The cables were carried through the wooden casing enclosures. The casing is made up of a strip of wood with parallel grooves cut lengthwise so as to accommodate VAR cables. Casing is made up of a strip of wood. You see here it is a strip of wood. Here you see here the grooves running along the running lengthwise. So you can have the different wires here or many lines here, one in each groove. So nothing but it's opening. So there will be from one wire to another wire insulation is given or separation or the partition is given. So casing is made up of a strip of wood with parallel grooves cut lengthwise so as to accommodate VAR cables. The grooves were made to separate opposite polarity. It is for the separation of the wires. The capping used to cover the wires and cables installed and fitted in the casing. Next one is batten wiring. Batten is nothing but this lengthy or long wooden strip is called batten. The wires are sheathed in a tough rubber and are used which are quite flexible. It is clipped on wooden battens. Battens is nothing but this wooden lengthy long strip. So there will be as a guide, as a support, a wooden batten or wooden strip will be there with the brass clips. So there you can keep the wires. You can run the wires using this brass clips. So you can fix it or hold the wires strongly so that it will not move. So it is fixed to the walls by flat head screws. You see here flat head screws, it is fixed. See, it is moisture and chemical proof. and it is not suitable for outdoor wiring. That is when where whatever the place exposed sunlight, it is not suitable because of it is sheathed in tough rubber. So it is only suitable in indoor, that is in the dull condition. Next one is lead sheath wiring. From the name itself, you can say the wiring is covered with a lead, is sheathed with a lead. This type of wiring employs conductors that are insulated with VAR and covered with an outer sheath of lead aluminum alloy containing about 95% of lead. So it is the conductor is insulated or covered with a lead aluminum alloy. The metal sheath given protection to cables from the mechanical damage, moisture and atmospheric corrosion. Then the last one is conduit wiring. It is the important one. Even nowadays people are using conduit wiring. It is nothing but the wires running on a conduit, plastic tubes or the iron tubes or the steel tubes. It is nothing but a tube, a pipe running through a pipe. This pipe is called a conduit. An electrical conduit is a tube used to protect and route electrical wiring in a building or non-building structure. Electrical conduit may be made of metal, plastic, fiber or fired clay. There are two types of conduit wiring. One is called surface conduit, another one is called concealed conduit. Surface conduit is nothing but on the top it will be fixed. Concealed conduit is nothing but during the construction the wiring will be done, it will be kept inside the walls. Surface conduit wiring. See here the surface conduit wiring. It is just fixed. You cannot see the wires here. It is completely covered with a conduit. The wires running through the conduit, that is plastic tube or the steel tube or the fiber tubes. So it is called surface conduit wiring. You can see where and all the wires are running. That conduit you are able to see, it is kept on the surface. If conduits installed on the roof or a wall, it is known as surface conduit wiring. In this wiring method, they make holes on the surface of the wall on equal distance and conduit is installed. Next one is concealed conduit. Actually it is concealed conduit. Here it is given a surface conduit, but actually it is concealed conduit. You can see you are not able to see any wires or the tubes running on the walls. All the wiring or the electrical wiring are completely inside the wall. So it is the most popular, beautiful, stronger and common electrical wiring system even nowadays. It is the most popular and beautiful, stronger and common electrical wiring system. If the conduit is hidden inside the wall slots with the help of the plastering, with the help of the plastic or metallic piping, it is called concealed conduit wiring.